If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yo, we are coming at you bright and early. Well, I mean, we're recording this show. So yes, it is bright and early on a Sunday morning. Bro, what better time to talk about wrestling than a Sunday morning? It's Mr. Young, by the way.
And it's foreign in the building. Bro, you have to understand, right? Ramadan, I do not wake up before 9 a.m., bro. This is... I'm doing this for wrestling, doing it for you.
For the love of the game, as we call it.
Of course. So I'm happy to be here. And I know this is a pre-recorded episode for you guys. Appreciate you guys sticking around because we do have some very juicy topics to talk about this episode.
I mean, okay, we won't go into all the nitty-gritty of everything that has happened, but I think 3 things jump out in this past week in pro wrestling. Shall we dive right in?
Yeah, for sure. And the best thing is, right, we've had some of the things happen at the start of the week.
Yes.
It has simmered down enough for us to really reflect on it and not jump on the hype train, because I know a lot of people were reacting to that moment.
Okay.
Of course, we're talking about John Cena's heel turn. That I remember when that first broke down, literally like within 2-3 hours, people were like, oh my God, my reaction to that. And it's like, wow, a lot of very immediate reaction. So I'm glad that we got some time to stew over it and really have our thoughts on that as well.
Well, isn't that the beauty of pro wrestling? You get to a point where it's something everyone wants to talk about, that water cooler moment. As you know, we used to have those moments in the Attitude Era and it kind of went away. Wrestling became uncool, but now wrestling is cool again. What a great time to be a wrestling fan. Okay, let's dive into the, you want to call it cinema? You want to call it acting class? Okay, John Cena.
Yeah.
Big promo. I forget. Was it in Brussels? It was in Brussels, right?
Yeah, Brussels.
All right. So everyone was like, how is he going to come out? Did you see the fake poster people put out of him in a suit and long hair?
Oh my God. No, people were just going wild on the internet, bro. Like, I didn't see that one in particular. I saw another one. I saw the one where The Rock was holding him and then he was looking like he was Winter Soldier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. And you're right, you're talking about water cooler talk, right? Like, have you seen an uptick in streamers reacting to wrestling? All the social media stuff like blowing up on wrestling, the memes immediately. Yeah, you're right. It's
not just the wrestling streamers. We're talking about like other streamers, random people. I just see all these TikTok, and you know how the algorithm is. Like the more of this you see, the more it'll get served to you. So it bodes well for these, spreading of the word in terms of the WWE. But okay, everyone was speculating, how is he going to come out? Is he going to wear a suit? Is he going to go back to Doctor of Thugonomics, a new entrance? Nah. So is this... So I have the skeptic's mind and then I have the artist's mind. Because this is how he explained it, right? You expected all this of me? I give you the exact opposite. I don't want to give you anything that you think that you would deserve. You think I deserve a new entrance? Nah, I give you the same old thing I've been coming out to for 20 years.
I mean, heel psychology 101, it's completely justified, right? Like,
yes.
Like, I did not change. It's the you fans that change, right?
Correct. I'll just be me. Now, the skeptic in me is like, are you sure you're just not trying to justify merch sales? Because at the end of the day, they got to sell them t-shirts. People will still buy,
It's just the thing, right? They know it's his last time. It is his last farewell tour.
Yeah.
Even if they want to boo him, right? They want to buy the shirt so that they can be identified by Cena and be the one booing him. I think it works well either way.
And you notice they have the localized shirts also. It's one last time, Brussels, big, and when you go to the arena, I would buy it. Like, can you imagine one last time, John Cena, Singapore. I'm not that big a John Cena fan. I am now, but I wouldn't put him up there. I wouldn't wear his merch, but I would buy that shirt.
Yeah, it's like a I've been there moment, right? Like why people bring back their chairs, for example.
Bro, I remember spending $50 on a UFC Fight Night shirt because I was there. in the US watching UFC, right? It was the most uncomfortable, the thick cotton cheapo material, and then
Honeycomb.
and then they just print on like it looks like it's gonna peel off any second type of quality. $50. I still bought.
I mean, there's no effort right there, lah. But
Yeah.
no, me being at Elimination Chamber and seeing all those shirts, it flew off the shelves.
Yeah.
And of course, the quality was better, I'm assuming.
Yes,
but the
yes.
thing is, like, it's still not $50 quality. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's good, but like, it's really because of you being there, that moment of it
Yes.
that you
Yeah.
buy, which is great marketing, right?
They're cashing in on the moment, and you have the whole WWE TKO machine behind that kind of stuff, right? So back to what we were talking about, though. I think it makes sense both in a narrative standpoint and in a merch sales standpoint. Yeah, you don't change your, the cap, the towel, the shirt. You just leave it as it is so that people will still buy it. But you give a plausible. I accepted his reasoning. Maybe I'm just glazing because it's Cena and I love this storyline, but I accept it. Fine. Okay, that's your reasoning. You didn't change. Cool.
Yeah. I have a very, I would say, a nuanced take to his heel promo, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, everything that he said, very justified, right? I think when you talk about justified heel turns, WWE has been doing a great job.
Yeah,
He explained himself well. But I was just thinking to myself, after hearing him, as Cody would put it, bitch and moan, like he really complaining lah. Which is a turn off, yes. But I think a lot of people expect him to be like very more robotic Winter Soldier, like dangerous, cool heel. I mean, not saying that he's not cool, but you know what I mean. I think because of the way he reacted during the initial heel turn, where he suddenly became very stoic, I thought he's gonna play into that. Like he's not gonna show emotion at all. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Young. And what he just did. Like really like Winter Soldier it up lah. But he went out on a more unexpected route, like the one about him, like kind of complaining, like, oh, I'm human. Like he physically victimized himself.
Yeah, I'm not a baby face. I'm not a heel. I'm a human being. When he said that, I was like, whoa, first of all, kayfabe. Second of all, right? It's like, oh, okay, I see where this is kind of going. And to your point as well, yes, I think it is a very nuanced way. And WWE have been doing a great job, and we'll talk about it a little bit later in our third topic, okay? Very nuanced in presenting characters. Like, think of the best TV shows that you've watched. The one that comes to mind right now, because I'm rewatching Daredevil and Punisher.
Yes.
Like a character like John Bernthal is a freaking amazing actor. I don't know if you watched the latest episode of Daredevil, by the way, but that scene between Charlie Cox and John Bernthal, I was like, okay, this episode got no action. Freaking mostly pretty boring, but that one scene won the whole damn show for me. You know what I mean?
You're right, bro. I've been watching Bologna. That's like my go-to TV show right now. But you're exactly right. Did WWE suddenly get better writers?
I think so. Like it's
You know what I mean?
Everybody leveled up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the good became better and great. The not so good, they hide with presentation, became better. Like everything has just leveled up. It is amazing to see. Yeah.
WWE, I saw like they were kind of promoting online on LinkedIn of all places that they were hiring writers.
Oh, hey, bro. Hey, send in a resume, man.
Uproot my life and go all the way to the US. But the funny thing is, right, remember just a few years ago, we had that one writer that went online and said like, oh, I do not know who the champion is. Like, who's this Bobby? And that girl got fired, right?
Yeah.
Like, now you don't hear anything or any leaks. No one complain about this WWE writers suck and all that kind of stuff.
I can guarantee you, Triple H, Paul Levesque is going in there in those creative meetings and making sure that, okay, you're my writers, you might not be WWE diehards, wrestling purists, but you will know the shit. Like, I will tell you, okay, this guy needs to, because his motivation, blah, 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 here's wrestling psychology. It all filters through Paul Levesque. And that's why we are seeing such a product.
There will be the wrestling filters, the agents, the people who have all those, experience, right?
Yep.
But I have a feeling maybe all along when they've been hiring all these Hollywood writers who are probably really, really good at what they do in all this episodic storytelling, all this dramatic stuff. Maybe somebody like Vince would probably not really take their ideas on board, because I do remember stories of like previous right trying to pitch like very very cool edgy storyline, things that was like in the mainstream, but he just did not get it, right? Vince didn't get it.
Vince either didn't get it or he would try to filter it through his lens, so it becomes a bastardized version of that cool thing, right?
Yeah, like would Vince even bother to put I Show Speed on the Royal Rumble, right?
Of course not. No.
Yeah, he was like, who the hell is this guy? But I think somebody like a Triple H, especially since I think Logan Paul came into his life, right?
Yes.
Because he also I remember he said like he doesn't know anything about Logan Paul before he became a WWE superstar. So maybe that opened his world, like saying like, hey, maybe there are ways to capture the current generation by bringing these people in, and that also the storylines as well have been more current and updated. Like even all the other things that you see. So even John Cena leaning into his invisible meme.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Vince McMahon would have gotten that, right?
No. And well, let's be honest lah. Vince McMahon would have never turned John Cena heel.
Yeah,
and
that's first and foremost.
Can we even call him a heel? Are they all tweeners at this point, or are they all just characters? Back to my point, I know we kind of sidetracked a little bit, but my point is, some episodes of Daredevil, you're like, hey, Daredevil, don't be a bitch. Or some episodes of Punisher is like, hey, he's damn effed up. He's the bad guy here. But then you root for, you know what I mean? So we've slipped into that era, and this is something, oh God, hashtag oh no. This is something I feel like AEW, again, they tried to do, we have no good guys and bad guys. Everybody's shades of gray, everybody's characters, right? But they did it poorly. They sort of lost the plot, and there's no connection to most of the characters because most of them do nonsense and it's not consistent. Whereas with Cena and a lot of what else is going on, these character sudden shifts make sense. In a storytelling narrative perspective, it makes sense. It doesn't sort of like, like, but why? Like, okay, I'll tell you one that doesn't make sense, but it still worked anyway. Hulk Hogan turning heel.
Okay.
Because
Tell
to
me
be
more.
honest, people never, until the tail end of his, WWE run and sort of the start of WCW, he was losing steam already, right?
Yeah.
But the crowds weren't going, Hogan sucks, Hogan, none of that. It was just he was losing popularity, and it was just a shock value of him turning. That's it.
Never saw it coming.
Yeah, Cena had a good, solid chunk of his career where it was, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, and there's the online chatter. Maybe if we had social media back in the Hogan era, maybe then you would see the online hate, right?
I would argue for Cena's heel turn. Of course, him turning heel is a great moment. There's also the impact of turning heel after 25 years as a babyface. Like, how can that not be a big significant moment, right? But I would also argue that is it too late to turn him heel, right? First of all, this is the last year of his official tour, right? So even if it becomes the greatest thing ever, you're only going to get it for 1 year, right? Something that you can actually go, multiple times and put multiple people over, right? Second thing is, the only issue is a lot of people are like, John Cena at this point in his career is beloved already, right? Like at the height of his I hate Cena, anti-Cena. That would be like 2013 when he always wins, 2014.
Yeah.
That would have really had nuclear hit. People would have been given permission to boo him like crazy.
Yeah.
But thinking about it, why I felt like in hindsight this still works is because he was dominant as a babyface. If he were to turn heel and became dominant as a heel like Roman Reigns, then they were like, wow, how many eras of John Cena do you have to put out? You get what I mean? So,
Yeah.
You're saying.
It's interesting to me that, it is happening, like you said, couple years too late. I think they couldn't do anything about it. Once again, the Vince McMahon factor, right? The 1 year left, I know it is something that we all are, oh man, we deserve a 3-4 year heel Cena run. But putting a timer on it makes it all that more special. I feel it's must see, must go. If you were hesitant about buying a $500 ticket, John Cena's coming to your town, is his last year as a heel, you are going to buy that $500 ticket now. You are going to sell your car, mortgage your house, go and watch the damn show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you've been to Perth 2-3 years in a row. Hey, John Cena coming to Perth again. And this
last time, bro. Heel. Last time as heel. Yeah, so, I mean, they've made this year of wrestling must go, must watch, must consume.
You know what it is? I have a feeling, right? This is a Vin Diesel heel turn.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
I know what exactly, bro. I love the Fast and Furious. It's my guilty pleasure. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you just want to switch off your brain and watch cars fly off cliffs.
Yes, yes. So I would dare say this is an F8 Hilton. Essentially, the Hilton lasts just one movie only.
Yes, yeah. No, so we are probably looking at like what, Survivor Series or
December, right? There's a
redemption
pay-per-view.
arc somehow.
Yeah, somehow. So like him complaining to the fans, right? In him being human, it's essentially a great excuse for it to be a short-term Hilton because like
Yeah.
probably he's just lashing out, he's being emotional,
Bro.
blah blah blah,
You know what the kids call this?
crashing out.
Yes, it's a justified crash out.
Yes, yes. So like I feel like then it's perfect way to set up Cody as a babyface here, right? Even going back and narrowing it down to the promo, right? Every time people were like people were booing him, he was doing a lot of crazy stuff. But then I think WWE was like, oh, I struck gold. This is what the reaction we want.
Yeah.
When people started chanting, "We want Cody," right? Because you see, at that point they were just hating on Cena, right? Booing him. But the fact that the crowd on their own accord switched towards, okay, I'm done with this guy, let's get the baby face here. That just solidifies Cody as a heel, as a baby face. Because you need a strong heel.
Yeah, they did exactly what they wanted to do. I think that we were all, and maybe WWE felt it as well, like, okay, we've already made Cody the guy and he's popular, but there's still a huge section of fans who are like, Cody boring, he needs another layer. Remember we were talking about he needs another layer. Like it feels like he's reached. And then now with such a mega heel, you've given him that extra put. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know if it's going to last a year though.
No, I completely understand. And of course, Cody's reign as WWE champion hasn't been marked by very memorable feuds. Like we always say, like, hey, he had great matches with AJ Styles, but it was a one-off or two. Like it was one or two matches.
Yeah.
It wasn't really the most must-see thing on TV at that point in time.
Side quest.
Yeah. Even with Kevin Owens, we already say, side quest as well. But then KO did a great job building himself up.
Yeah.
But Roman Reigns was and always will be his like number one person that he was opposed after. So like that story went down. We were kind of in like victory lull period, right? Post endgame vibe. But now having a new big bad, like a new Thanos, aka John Cena coming to the picture. Suddenly, okay, now things are about to get interesting again. I think the WWE universe also kind of feel that shift, like okay, something big just happened with John Cena heel turn. We don't even need to worry about The Rock at this point in time, which I think works well for what The Rock was trying to achieve because according to report that he can't really train for WrestleMania or he have to miss WrestleMania in a way. Of course, Sen, he's basically number one avatar. Now John Cena is gonna take that place as the one that's executing all this Order 66, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? I enjoyed the promo and even down to the presentation, the lighting. Like I don't know if you noticed this when Cody came out and they were facing off in the ring, right? Did you notice this? Cena was bathed in darkness. Cody is bathed in light. Just the light, the presentation, you can immediately visually tell villain, hero. This is cinema, bro. This is absolute cinema at this point.
Correct.
You
The
have to,
fact that they think to this detail, this level, and this is not happenstance or coincidence.
No.
They definitely planned this out.
Bro, their production meetings must be something. Like, to be a fly on the wall, to be like, okay, you're going to stand there at this queue, we're going to light it this way, and then it's going to look like this. Bro, they don't just have script writers. Now they have, like, cinematographers, I swear.
I'm pretty sure Stu has gotten more tools to play with.
Yeah.
And speaking of Stu, okay, like let's talk about some of the little things in the promo that wasn't really like you didn't realize it. That's why this promo I watched back 3, 4, 5 times, bro.
Is it?
Just to pick up Easter eggs, bro. Because they've gone to this level where WWE segments are full of Easter eggs. First of all, the fact that he did not acknowledge Stu, right? He always talks to the camera every time he comes out. Completely, he did all the things that we thought that he was gonna do. That's opposite, right? He didn't run to the ring. He walked down the ring. Didn't acknowledge the fans. Didn't look at Stu. And then when he said, right, okay, the crowd was already booing. So great job, Brussels. You guys were amazing.
Oh,
the fact that the first thing he said, you guys are just making it easier. For me, right? Because one of the things that we were worried was like, hey, John Cena is going on an international tour. Wouldn't the international fans like, oh my god, first time seeing John Cena, like go crazy for him?
Yeah.
But the fact that there was the initial, oh my god, John Cena is starting off the show pop, And then within like 5-10 seconds, it became complete boost.
Yes.
Really played into him justifying his heel turn as well, right?
Yes. I said it last week and I'll say it again. Man, these European crowds are making things easy for everybody. They are popping when they should. They are booing when they should. They are just happy to be there. They are not these smart Mark fans who are like trying to be ironic, you know? They are playing into the cinema. They're leaning into it, and I love these crowds. They make everything seem better. The matches, some of the matches I've been watching on Raw and SmackDown, all right lah. But because the crowd is so into it, and it's not overly, like, you know, we talked about it before, Lyon, France, right? Like, at some points, they hijack the show with their singing.
Yeah, agreed.
These couple of shows in Brussels, where was SmackDown? Italy, Bologna, Italy, right?
Yeah, which is so random, a random town in Bologna.
But it didn't feel that way. It felt like they were just happy to be there. And now Raw and SmackDown just feel so lively.
Agreed. And I think the fans know their role, right?
Yeah, know your role.
Yes. The thing is, I think this is a very funny thing to say, but maybe because it was a backlash crowd, right? WrestleMania finished already. The storylines are okay. So that's why they are entertaining themselves.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling like all these fans in Europe, while they're lively and they have all their chants, they really want to shut up and hear what's going on in the ring, because it is the road to WrestleMania. Everything has impact. Everything's supposed to make sense.
Correct.
And plays into what's going to happen to WrestleMania. So I feel like even they themselves do not want to hijack the show. They want to know what's going on.
Well, you know what it is also, right? It is a mentality thing. I think that if you get a show so often, you get bored. You know, like these people in Bologna, in wherever, Spain, they're getting this first time in don't know how many donkey years. They're gonna cherish it. They feel like they're part of the production. They're like the caliphate at the back. They don't like, if you watch a movie, you won't see some random caliphate side bit actor at the back suddenly try to hijack the movie. Right?
Exactly. And they are smart about it, right? And on the commentary team, they said that WWE has not had a televised show in Italy in 18 years.
Yes.
Bro, I did my research, bro. And I remember that Raw episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the episode with Santino Marella?
Exactly. It was the exact episode where Santino debuted. Remember when Vince McMahon called some random guy out of the crowd? It happened to be him. He actually beat
wasn't it the Milan Miracle?
Yes, It happened in Milan. So it was Milan, Italy. And I believe he beat Umaga with the help of Bobby Lashley, right?
Bobby Lashley, running. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that moment so clearly was because the crowd, again, same thing 18 years ago, the crowd was lively because there was football chants everywhere.
Yes.
Right? So, like, it's great. And Brussels, for nobody would associate Belgium with wrestling. Let's be honest, right?
Exactly.
But the fact that they all came true, bro. They all were like...
Which is why, when people are like, hey, WWE should come to Singapore. I mean, no hate. I don't want the smoke with the Singapore fans. But I don't think we can live up to this shit, man. Like, I don't think so, man. I don't think we got it in us. And we are too... I think the Singapore wrestling fans are too smarty.
No, they're just shy. You know how Singaporeans are very shy to participate.
Wrestling fans are not. I think wrestling fans are too smarky, and some of them will try to hijack the show.
But do you remember when we were front row in 2019?
Yeah.
We started a lot of chants ourselves, remember?
Yeah, we did. But it was a live show, and it wasn't, I don't know. You know what?
I'm very, 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 very sure that WWE fans, Singapore wrestling fans, if once they're there in that moment with a Roman Reigns coming out to the ring, I think we will go crazy.
All the ones will go up. Okay, Ken. Prove me wrong. WWE come to Singapore. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bait them into coming to Singapore, bro.
Yeah, we just have to turn up in their Singapore office, bro.
Do they even still have an office, or is it just one random dude?
No, that's the thing, right? I just feel like one of the days I just want to go out to 111 Somerset and look at level 3, see what's going on in their office.
Wait, is it really there?
No, they are on the WWE corporate website. The office is still there. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, guys, 111 Somerset level 3. Come, guys, one of these days, whoever wants to go.
Hey, please, don't go and be like, it's all stalkerish and sneaky. Hey, come on, relax.
Don't worry.
Back to John Cena. He had that interaction with Cody. Cody came out, said his piece, called him a whiny bitch, and then left.
Yeah.
I think it was good that they didn't joust on the mic, because I think John Cena would have buried Cody.
Yeah, I see a lot of comments online saying that, Cody came and just flipped like he ran,
Yeah, I think it had to be done that way. If you gave them dueling mics, jalat. I think it might be a bit jalat.
The moment John Cena said fine, speech, die already. No, because
at
it
this
makes
point,
sense.
John Cena also knows his role. He's not there to steal Cody's thunder. And there is actually a parallel to another promo I want to talk about on SmackDown, even though we didn't list this, right? I have to bring this up. But a parallel, but they did it wrong, I feel. In this case, they did it right.
All right, we'll talk about SmackDown in a bit. And yeah, before we wrap up the Raw promo, right? I wanted to say also the fact that Cody Rhodes coming in.
Yep.
And again, the crowd was so hot for him by the time he came, right? That sounded very wrong.
That sounded very bad, bro.
Very wrong. But the crowd was wanting him, right? Like I mentioned, the moment the crowd started saying we want Cody, and then the pop for Cody, amazing, right? I think it's the loudest babyface reaction he had since probably WrestleMania 40. Like, I'm not gonna lie, right? The fact that he came in, said his piece, and didn't get physical at all, just say, hey, even though you screwed me over that time, I was still excited to go toe-to-toe against John Cena. But this is not the one that I want.
Yeah.
It's almost as if like he's egging this evil John Cena on, right?
Yep.
And John Cena already had his 20-minute promo, so it doesn't make sense for him to have a retort because it's just gonna be like half an hour long, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so save it, bro. Save even him not mentioning The Rock. I like it.
Yes.
It would have been too much.
Yeah. The Rock was always super extra lah, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
But he was the catalyst for this change. Let's give him some credit. Okay, so John Cena broke up with us. We are the toxic ex, toxic relationship, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was done perfectly.
It's perfect.
As the kids say, justified crash out. Now,
it was cinema. Agreed.
let's proceed to the opposite of cinema.
Gore.
Grindhouse.
Grindhouse.
Here's the thing. Like, okay, I've said this before so many times too, right? I enjoy watching horror movie. I know what I'm getting into and what the point of it is. And even the goriest stuff, even the most depraved, weird shit, if it's surrounded by a dog shit story, it's gonna be like, okay, whatever. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it. Okay, I was trying to think of how to even talk about this match because I actually went and watched this match. I wanted to give context. I didn't want to judge it based on that spot.
You watch it on YouTube?
I didn't want to be unfair to it,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all objective reviewers here, right? # oh no. Well, of course, just to put the context, we're talking about Jon Moxley versus Adam Copeland, hardcore match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, right?
Yes, correct. And we also had to give context the fact that this started off the show, right?
Yes, it wasn't at the end, interestingly enough.
Correct. So like I guess they really wanted to start with a world title match, wanted it to be hot. And a lot of people again
Hang on. I don't think it was the first match though. It was like the second or third match.
Oh, was it the 9 p.m. match?
Yes, so it was like it's to get the 9 o'clock audience lah. Exactly. You know what I mean? So it wasn't the first. I skipped the first few matches. It was some rubbish. The main event was a women's match for the number 1 contendership for Toni Storm's title, I believe.
Okay.
But again, I didn't watch it. We're not here to talk about that.
The context of the match, I wanted to say also. This was Adam Copeland's like rematch, probably his last chance to win the title, and a lot of people were shitting on the Revolution match, the main event, right?
Do you think they did this to sort of quell that talk, to distract from the fact that people were shitting on their Revolution match?
Yes, and also I don't know whether it's counter programming John Cena. Maybe they wanted to take away a bit of the attention, but actually, right, minus that spot, I thought there was an intensity and an urgency to this match that made me enjoy this match way more than the Revolution match.
I was about to say that. I like this more. I like this match more than the Revolution match. Now, I don't know if it's because, once again, the viewing, you got to view each show in its own little capsule, right? Because Revolution had like blood and cage and just ridiculous shit, like too much of a car crash already that match felt neutered. In this case, it was the one blood horror match versus a card of regular matches. So it stood out. You know what I mean? Imagine that. Wow. Okay.
Did well.
Yeah. I hated the ending. Again.
Again,
It was just another. How many times have we seen all his friends come out, all the Death Riders, and then you had the good guys come out, FTR came out. It became a clusterfuck. And then Christians people came out. It was like,
It was Timu Endgame bloodline lah.
That was what I thought as well. I was like, are they trying to replicate that moment but with a bunch of job guys?
Yeah. I would focus on the match, and my issues with the match was the fact that yes, they tease having this bloody spike be played into the context of the match, but if they wanted to build that up into the moment of the show, which they tried to, I didn't think they executed that well, because after that went down, there was so many other things that kept on happening, right?
I guarantee you, bro, they didn't plan that spot as a high point. You know how WWE, you can tell, like certain men, let's not even say WWE, certain matches, they build towards the high point. I don't think they planned that as a high point, which is an effed up thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mox called that on the fly.
Oh man, that would be tough. Yeah.
That's his CZW coming out, okay? Like, I'm okay, and let's talk about that very moment, right? It, to me, is a car crash moment. If you like that kind of stuff, this is the stuff you'll like, and you'll watch it, and you'll be like, oh my God, Mox is tough. Watching it, I felt uncomfortable. I felt like it was an unnecessary risk. It was absolutely because to your point, immediately after that, you have all this other shebang happening, everybody interfering. You have, what's it, Cash? Was it Dex? Like teasing a turn on Cope.
Yeah. It was
you have like that turn, that tease. People, nobody talked about it. I didn't even hear a peep about it on social media because everyone's talking about the spike. So you've completely counteracted your own programming by doing too many things to a point where nobody cares about anything. They just care about the spike.
And the tough thing to me was again, why did you not build up this moment? And I'm not even talking about throughout the match, right?
Yeah.
If Cope had kind of threatened to I'm gonna skewer you, weeks and weeks of him threatening, and then he finally delivered on that during this match, I could see it's justified. Oh my God, this is gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Even in the match itself, there wasn't a struggle of I'm gonna suplex you. No, I block. You suplex me, you block. There was none of that. It was literally he hit him in the stomach once. Those fake shots, whatever. Okay, fine. It works in the context of a hardcore match, but it felt like the thing is on the floor. Let's just suplex you on it. Huh?
Yeah.
And it was gnarly. That thing was stuck into his back. He was bleeding. From at the end of the day, right? It's like it's like that friend. You keep telling them not to do the same mistake, but then they keep going and doing it. And at some point, it's like you just have to be like, I can't watch it anymore. I don't want to be a part of you destroying yourself anymore. And that's where I am with Mox. I don't even want to watch his matches because it's like I know he's gonna do some stupid shit. And he's not going to take any advice from anybody, clearly, right? Yep. So you do you. The people who like you will like you. The people who like this shit, they are enabling Jon Moxley. And if he gets injured, life-threatening style injury, then it's on you. I'm like, no, I cannot really.
So I know the discourse a lot on Jon Moxley, but I'm disappointed in Adam Copeland and Edge.
Yes,
right?
As the veteran, as the guy who should know better, right?
Yeah, he should have done a CM Punk and said no broken glass. Why? Why you do that?
This is spikes, and even if they dull the spikes, still it's spikes. It's
Bro, you are being impaled to death. What? Okay, imagine there's the spikes. I know it's a bunch of it, so maybe it's spread out. But imagine a lone spike like that tall. If you go through it, you're dead, right? Wouldn't you pierce through nervous system, spine?
Spinal, whatever. He's taking unnecessary risks. Like his wife, Renee Moxley. Tell him to stop.
Yeah.
And for what? For an audience that's less than NXT.
3,000.
I'm like, oh my God.
Okay. Was it the most glorious thing you've seen in pro wrestling? Has there been anything more violent? I don't think so.
ECW, maybe CZW, probably, but I don't consider that wrestling. I consider that just a bunch of people cosplaying.
Yep. Like the fact is, right, of course there's a lot of reactions online after that. And you have hardcore legends like Tommy Dreamer saying that he squirmed. You know what I mean? You had I saw Stevie Richards reacting to that moment. Stevie Richards, of course, ECW alumni, was like, "Oh, why? Why would you do that?" Like he was physically quizzing. Like you have all these hardcore legends, right, who's saying like, "Bro, that's too much." And it's not in the "Wow, you are tough," respect that for going through that. None of them were like, I mean, we all acknowledge that, Jon Moxley is tough for doing that, but like his stupidity overshadows the toughness.
But this is really typical CZW backyard wrestling mentality. This is their badge of honor. But for everybody, and talking about everybody else, this is again, I said this before, right? This is the type of stuff, if a casual, random person saw it, they would think that wrestling is this like depraved, disgusting thing.
How are you gonna attract the children and women like to watch?
You can't. No, exactly. Even regular men, even like someone like me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to see this. Like, why are you mutilating yourself?
Yeah. And I feel like, okay, if WWE wants to do all the storyline and drama and the wrestling is kind of on the back seat, and AEW wants to be the promotion where wrestling matters, the best wrestle here, right?
Yeah.
Like that so-called strategy, or like what did you call it, like calling card, if you want that to be part of your promotion, I think that's fine. Right. But
again, I hate it when people are like, oh yeah, WWE is where you go for the storyline, as if they don't have a Chad Gable, as if they don't have a CM Punk, Seth Rollins, you know what I mean? Like this narrative is, to me, I'm not saying you are pushing the narrative or saying that. I feel like that narrative is absolute bullshit. Because what I watch on AEW, yes, they have a lot of talent, but they all lean into their worst tendencies. And you want to talk about pro wrestling, the best don't wrestle there. The best lean into their worst tendencies there. Some of them are great wrestlers and can put on great matches, but most of them don't, because they are doing shit that doesn't look realistic. And again, at the end of the day, what is pro wrestling if not a simulation of a fight? If the fight looks fake, it's not pro wrestling. It's cosplay wrestling.
Jim Cornette says it best, right? Last time, what people do in the past was, they are safe, but they make wrestling look real.
Yes.
But now everything, they make wrestling look real, but it does not hurt, right?
Yeah.
But now everything looks fake, but it really hurts.
Yeah. You got people breaking their ankles, getting impaled on live television.
Yeah.
Look, again, if it led up to that moment, to the finish, big pop, big moment, 1, 2, 3, great. But it didn't. It was just a moment in a match that ended up with, again, another classic AEW clusterfuck of things happening to a point where nobody remembers any specific thing anymore.
Would you say even the AEW fans are sick of Jon Moxley at this point?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
It's not just people outside, who's watching it. Like people who watch AEW and support the brand, regularly watch the TV shows. I think they are like, you know what, let's just kill this Death Rider storyline right now. Let's move on from it, bro.
I mean, even the Hurt Syndicate and MJF thing that they're teasing, I'm interested in that. But now that they are teasing that they might be going against the Death Riders, I'm
I mean, if nothing else, you can get Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin to make sure they wrestle properly. Because I don't think somebody like those two would agree to like, let's do a deathmatch spot, right?
Hey, I don't know, bro. At this point, I don't know. Jon Moxley might be like the most persuasive, like silver-tongued bastard there is there. He's convincing all these people to do all this crazy shit.
Someone should just take him out for good. And I'm not saying it like somebody. Maybe he should do like stipulation where like loser leaves the promotion, or like like 2K25 like freaking cascade match. If you lose the cascade match, you have to leave the promotion or leave the brand. I think he just needs to go away for a while. And this is like Chris Jericho level of like, oh, you need to take a break, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what Chris Jericho is doing these days. Isn't he like ROH champion?
Yeah, he's basically doing a Chad Gable angle where he's like wrestling all the luchadors.
God. Okay.
Better than Learning Tree lah. I mean, it's an improvement, but still.
Yeah. Still, let's not go there. Yeah. I only watched it because of that spot. After watching it, I wouldn't come back to watch again.
Interestingly enough, AEW has a Dynasty pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So we are literally seeing two pay-per-views, AEW pay-per-views before another WWE show.
You might be seeing. I'm not seeing. I gave Revolution a chance. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's the same old shit. Nothing's changed.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? They are trying to book multiple shows ahead of time, which I would say, okay, fine, good. You're finally doing some long-term booking because, things that is looking past Dynasty towards All In with Will Ospreay and all that. My issue is with Jon Moxley and Swerve. I don't remember seeing this match before. I think when Swerve was champion, he didn't come across Jon Moxley. But we also talk about Swerve in the past being somebody who doesn't mind doing all this deathmatch nonsense. Remember with Hangman?
Yeah, drinking blood lah, taking bumps on cinder blocks. I do not look forward. That match will probably be a CZW match. It will be full on
So the worst tendencies of both people are potentially gonna be on display. So that's the thing that I don't really care for.
Bro, I just hope that they don't actually permanently hurt themselves. At this point, like I said, with them, especially that group of wrestlers, I'm like, I'm not going to watch your stuff because I don't want to see you get hurt.
Yep. Where does Adam Copeland go from here?
Oh, wait. No, he's going to feud with the freaking Christian again, what? We know, and I don't care about that anymore.
We've seen that. We've had, you know what? Their last, they had a DQ match or something where remember Adam Copeland spiked his bat up his nuts or something.
Yeah.
Even then, I thought that kind of ended the feud. That should have been a feud ender. He needs to start putting people over. That's what he needs to be doing.
Yeah,
and I don't mean Nick Wayne.
No, maybe he's going to put over Dax. Or was it? I always get those two max. The Putra fella is who?
Dax.
Okay, Dax is the one who's like. Why did he look pissed off and want to turn?
I have no idea. I haven't watched AEW enough to understand that storyline.
Yeah, I didn't get it too at the end there because I was probably still in shock from that horrible impalement. But yeah, him. I don't know lah. Yeah, and then,
they need to be refreshed lah. FTR
didn't
for sure.
They in the course of this feud also tease Wheeler Yuta turning again?
I don't care. Bro, Wheeler Yuta supposed to turn like one year ago, bro.
He got and then he turned back. And then he turned back like, oh my, he's... Anyway, # oh no segment is over.
Okay, we are done. I think one thing AEW needs to do is push the right people. I feel like you have people like Wheeler Yuta and Nick Wayne that you're pushing when you could be pushing Will Hobbs. You could be pushing, a lot of talented people. I would even say Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy needs that push.
Brody King.
Yeah. Like you know what? The House of Hell. Yeah, get them some rub over there.
Again, it's that friend who just will not listen, so we just leave them alone. This is nothing new that we're talking about here at this point.
Is there anything in AEW that piqued your interest? Because I know you mentioned MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. That piqued my interest as well. You know what? I would say one thing nice about one of the women in the show, right? Okay. Bro, Megan Bain, just from a physical standpoint,
yes,
she does look like more China than a lot of people we've seen in a long time.
Did she win the main event? Is she going up against Tony
Storm? Yes. She's gonna be the next contender. Again, they are bringing women that are interesting.
Yeah,
build them up, and
hopefully Tony Storm can build her up. I feel very bad for Mariah May because it feels like without Tony, Mariah May even as champion just kind of was there. It's the same thing that has happened. It's down to whether the talent can get themselves over. And if they don't really have the experience, then maybe they just flounder.
Correct. And they need to work with a lot of these veterans, right? Ryan May is great, right? We've seen her talent. She's the kind of person, if you put her in the right position, she will succeed. Probably somebody no, bro, not like that, bro. What talking to you?
Her talents. Okay.
No, I'm saying, I'm okay, I know this is an unfair comparison because she's doing so well over there. But Chelsea Green, right? Chelsea Green now in the right position, she is flourishing, bro. Like,
She is.
everyone like sees that, how great she is because she's been given a title and letting her run with it. Mariah May was given a title, but I just, for some reason, there's this thing where in AEW, once you watch somebody complete a storyline or like win a
They're
title,
done.
they're
Yep.
done. Completely
Because
forgotten about.
there's no, I mean, hashtag oh no. There's no long-term booking. There's no follow-up for anything. They literally talent are booking themselves. And once it's done, I'm moving on to the next person. You deal with yourself, can. And if they cannot, then they disappear off into the sunset lah. You know?
Yeah. So while I earlier just now praised AEW for like, okay, you're booking ahead of time for multiple shows. You know what's the thing that I saw online in terms of the stat that was like so indicative of AEW's booking pattern?
Wait, hang on. Booking a arena and putting dates for shows is different from booking the storyline of a show, okay? Let's just be very clear. Just because I've penciled in next week I'm going to do this, 2 weeks later I'm going to do this, 1 month later I'm going to do this, doesn't mean it's the first step. Don't get me wrong, it is. But it doesn't mean I've made steps to actually know what I'm doing in that 1 week, in 2 weeks, in 1 month. But go ahead.
Yes, I completely agree. But one of these stat that I saw, I laugh my ass off because it's so true and so indicative of AEW booking, right? AEW, since its existence, has not gone more than 2 months without doing a tournament. Right.
Yes. Oh my God.
They literally have the Owen Hart tournament coming up. They are currently, or they just finished booking an AEW Dynasty Eliminator tournament. Right?
Oh God.
And then you don't even talk about Continental Classic end of the year. And basically, every time they want to reset something, right? Or they have no idea who's going to be the new contender, they just do a tournament.
Yeah. It's because there is no long-term booking or storytelling to be found. All right, let's get away. Let's get away from that stuff. My God, let's actually talk about stuff that's enjoyable to watch. Okay, so very quickly, let's talk about SmackDown because the main thing we want to talk about is Punk Roman Seth, right? Obviously, we're building towards WrestleMania, but on that build to WrestleMania, we did see more Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Poor Drew, we've talked so much about how like he deserves his flowers. He got his flowers, but it was the pandemic, so it was to a crowd of 0, right? Now he has a date with Damian Priest at WrestleMania. There was the beatdown. I thought Damian Priest did a great job he looked like he shocked, yeah? Did you see his face?
Yeah, he did. It was actually kind of an enjoyable segment, actually. They are stuck in the what is on, bro. It's the AJ Styles versus LA Knight spot from last year.
Yes.
Which is two guys who are over but like not doing anything, not factoring into the championship storylines, but we still need to have him on TV or have them on TV. That's what they do.
I mean, to their credit, I think they'll do the best that they can.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, lah. Yeah, you're right. It feels like a B tier feud, C plus tier feud. It's just gonna be there.
Yeah.
To fill a spot.
Honestly, I didn't like the fact that Drew McIntyre was moved to SmackDown because the SmackDown championship picture is too overloaded, right? Like even if like John Cena or Cody Rhodes, one of them holds the title and that feud is over, like I don't think Drew McIntyre is next in line. There's so many other people kind of stuck there. Even Randy Orton, you have one over there. But if he was still on Raw, like you just need to beat Jey Uso and he's done it multiple times.
Yeah, exactly, right?
And he versus Gunther for the title would have been so amazing. So I just felt like it was the wrong move to move him to SmackDown, and that's the reason why he feels like he's lost in the shuffle. If you separated Damian Priest go to SmackDown, I think it's okay because he can be built up working for all these other stars.
Yeah, and he needed to get away from the Judgment Day because there's always going to be that connection, right? So, okay, you got that. And then you also got... It's like this SmackDown, they announced 3 matches for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You got the KO Randy Orton match. Again, another side quest. You got to fill the card out, right? And this one justified because of their history and everything. Their interaction. Talk to me about that.
Randy Orton, first of all, coming out to open the show on SmackDown, amazing, right? Randy has reached this level of just so beloved by fans all over the world. People are singing his theme song. People are giving him his flowers for being bringing such longevity to his career. And the thing is, right, now we are teasing 09 Randy Orton, right? They are talking about him sharing his voices again. And it's so interesting that Kevin Owens, who has been violent and vindictive this last couple of months with Cody and doing all this crazy stuff, right? Shows a bit of fear that Randy is gonna bring out that side of him. I like that wrinkle in the storyline. What do you think about that?
Yes, and let me add to that something that they're doing that's I think it's on purpose. We haven't seen the pun kick yet.
Yes.
It's only been teased.
Correct.
Whereas previously in his initial pun kicking phase, right? It was like almost every other week he was pun kicking somebody's head.
Yeah, but every time somebody got punched in the head, they died. Like
They would like
from TV.
disappear, right? It would be like it was Vince, it was Mick, it was don't know who lah, but they would they would just disappear, right? But now they're doing the opposite. They're not. They're teasing it. They're teasing it. They're teasing. They're teasing the high spot. Wow, what a thought! What a concept, right?
I love it. And the fact that Kevin Owens already delivered his high spot to Randy, which is the pile driver, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost as if again justified for him to bring it back, right?
Yes.
And I love the approach that they went with this, where Kevin Owens basically trying to backpedal and like, hey, sorry, Randy.
Hey, we tag team.
Like, I'll be friends again. But only if you apologize for siding with Cody. You know what I mean? Like, still had to be a dick about it.
Yeah. It's very KO lah. So everyone, to talk about shades of grey and characters, right? Everyone is sort of, especially in this main event scene or upper mid card scene, they know their characters very well, and you know, they're not going to do something that's completely out of sync with their character.
Correct. They are playing in the sandbox where everyone is very clear of what is their justifications, their motivations, and it's just like people who are fully formed, fleshed out characters just interacting with each other. I think that's why it works.
And that's why these like you talk about the heel face dynamic, right? And as we'll see a little bit later on, it's compelling, and it's again that they are not just babyface or heel. Now they are characters that we can either agree with, disagree with, and you'll cheer. But some people probably cheering KO. Some people saying, KO is right, you know?
Yeah, there are t-shirts out there saying KO is right, you know?
Either way, you can sell something already, they're happy only. You make money only, right? So, let's talk about the other feud that they tried to push forward, and this is the one I kind of dislike. This is the opposite of Cena, Cody. Right? Remember I said Cena was back. He let Cody have his moment. Even though we know Cena could have buried Cody on the mic, he let him have his moment. I'm talking about who?
This girl. This girl did not let the other person breathe.
Oh my god! Like, I don't know why they did, and maybe are they trying to lean into her as a bully? You're talking about Charlotte and Tiffy, right? They did the split screen interview thing. Okay, cool. I don't know why they couldn't have met in the ring, whatever. But it felt uncomfortably awkward. Yeah, because it felt like Charlotte didn't want to let Tiffy talk.
It felt like either they went off script and did not get back to it, or they purposely were ignoring the script and then they just went full on. It was that, remember that time when I think Becky Lynch and Charlotte had this issue in terms of exchanging the titles?
Yeah,
and they were kind of like, you can tell clearly that they were saying some very personal shots at each other, which might not have been pre-planned, you know, like.
Okay, do we give WWE benefit of the doubt and say that they are leaning into Charlotte's character being this arrogant bully who will not play ball?
But the problem is Tiffany was trying to heal it up as well. So she came across as quote pun non intended, but Tiffany came across as whiny as Cena was in this promo. So isn't she supposed to be the one that we're supporting?
So here's the problem. Tiffy is not a great promo, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tiffy is a vibe. She's the cool thing. She's the cool thing in the moment. But when you put her in a promo, back and forth type promo, you can tell she's struggling. She's struggling.
She got exposed in this promo.
Oh, in a big way. Charlotte is just being cocky, arrogant, and holding her own, and gave nothing. And it was almost as if Tiffy was thrown into fire, trial by fire. See if you can handle.
You want to know? I just thought of something. Was this Tiffy's Cena Roman Reigns 2017 promo moment?
I was about to say it was like Cena Austin Theory.
Cena, Austin Theory, John Cena,
Roman Reigns, Cena,
yeah.
AJ Styles. In a way, no, AJ Styles held his own.
No, I just said his own.
Yeah. But yeah, Roman and Austin, they kind of drowned in the presence of John Cena
Correct.
at that time.
But that's the thing, right? Even then, when John Cena was doing that, I felt like should he have done that? Should he like buried the babyface to this point, or was this the company's way of like, you know what? Let's pull this potential girl that we're trying to push to the deep end. Let's expose her a bit so that she can work on it, build her back up. I don't know what they're trying to go to.
Yeah, but I thought that she got completely exposed, and it just felt like an awkward promo. It did not build the match for me.
Yeah. And the thing is, Tiffany has always come across very confident, she knows she's great. And actually her post after the show was very telling, by the way.
Her post on social media.
She posted on Instagram right after that, which was very telling. She posted a hot photo of herself and she was saying like a snapshot, a reminder that I'm young and hot and beautiful, something like that.
No.
Basically, what she's trying to do is like, okay, I just got exposed, I just got buried on the mic. Let me make myself feel better by posting a thirst trap. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's what a young person would do. So if they want to lean into like, okay, she is that Charlotte is the experienced veteran that is purposely trying to expose Tiffany, so Tiffany kind of like realizes it and then wisers up just in time for WrestleMania.
Yep.
That's fine. If she showed some vulnerability, but right now it's like this, basically being a Gen Z, don't want to admit that she's wrong.
Yeah.
Like trying to justify herself. You know what
Actually,
I mean?
would it have been better if Tiffy just took it and didn't try to, but then everything she says, like, it just came off as fluff, right? Like, would it be better if she just took it and just like, be buried to get sympathy points? Because
Correct.
you're right. The way she handled it didn't make me feel sympathy for her. It just made me like, oh, damn, you got buried.
It's like that co-worker that you all know did something wrong but don't want to admit that they were at fault.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We both, have already historically supported Tiffany. Thought she's cool, she's badass. In the ring, we are not complaining about her. I mean, she's been missing a couple of moonsaults recently. but like, I think this was her trial by fire moment. And my issue was this plan? Like, did Triple H whisper in Charlotte's flesh, okay, let's set her up, make her... Or did Charlotte herself was like, you know what, I'm going to try to test this girl. I want to see whether she can be compared to me.
Or are they trying to make you think that so you boo Charlotte Flair even more?
I mean, if after all that happened, they go backstage, hug each other, oh, that was great, then okay lah. Consider me swerved and worked, okay? But it did not justify the promo. And after I watched that promo, what was my thought, right? I was like, you know what? I think this year the Rumble winner matches should just open the show. They shouldn't close the show.
Oh my God, Jay.
Yes, Jay and Gunther.
Yeah.
And talking about buried, Austin Theory getting buried in this match as well on Raw. I just feel like, okay, but to be honest, there are bigger things at play at WrestleMania, right? There are more prominent matches that will get the mainstream's attention. So I know, fine, you want to build up Jay, but Jay is not a big enough star to like pull in the main event. Tiffany and Charlotte, great match on paper, but again, remember what happened with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte from 2 years ago? Completely no build-up, completely no hype going into the match. I mean, people like the idea of, eventually Charlotte versus Rhea, but the people forget the TVs leading up to that WrestleMania. People were like, wow, this is the worst build to the match ever, but then they deliver it in the match.
Well, it was one of the best. Didn't I give it like the best match of the year?
Yeah, it was your favorite match of the year, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't think Tiffy is at Rhea's level. So I'm not looking. I wouldn't say I'm not looking forward to this match. My hype level for this match is very low compared to everything else, which, to be fair, everything else is at a very high level at this point.
They are trying to get some heat in the feud, right? So like maybe if this was a spark that led to more interest in the feud, whether it's the right kind of interest, it's still, debatable. But now people are talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they are. I think Tiffy needs to work. It needs to evolve her character. Like the ditzy blonde thing, it worked for her a bit. It worked as an NXT character. As the main roster character, it's tough to grow.
Yeah, it worked as a heel, right? Like she played that buff Barbie, Paris Hilton vibe. Like it's annoying, but it can be a heel. But then you see somebody like Chelsea Green, who basically came into the main roster as a Karen character, but it has evolved into the Green regime. You know, the United States. Like the title helped evolve her character, right?
Yep.
I feel like Tiffany Stratton, after she won her match, very justified by Charlotte Flair saying via cash in, I work hard for it via cash in. Yes, it's via cash in.
Yeah.
And if she had kind of pivoted and said, it's now time for me to prove that I belong,
Yeah.
then it would have worked well for character. Maybe her character can be, I'm arrogant, I'm brash, I'm young, but like I do not take shortcuts, or I want to prove myself. I mean, that's the thing. Like she used to take shortcuts as a heel, right?
Yeah,
And then she won the title, and then she realized the burden of the title. I do I want to be defined by my past as this opportunistic woman, or do I want to build my legacy? Like there's a nuanced kind of inner monologue dialogue that she can have with her character, and then somebody like Charlotte Flair can poke holes at that logic and like try to expose her. Hey, you think you want to build a legacy? I've built a legacy. You are not even there yet. And then she shows vulnerability and like maybe she's doubting herself. Like all these things can help build her character, bro.
So you're saying she's gotta lose the title at WrestleMania?
I think her losing the title would be the best way to bring her down that humble spiral / redemption arc in the future.
That will be the catalyst, hopefully, for character growth. But okay, let's move on to talking about characters. The best three characters.
Yes. Sorry. Before we end this topic, I just want to give one last comparison, bro. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Cena Triple H from 2006 WrestleMania. Do you remember this moment?
I can't remember this moment.
WrestleMania 22, where John Cena was supposed to defend the title against Triple H at Chicago. But that was the first main event where the crowd openly booed John Cena. And even though Triple H was the clear-cut heel, he's so respected that during the press conference, he said, this is going to be a breath of fresh air. It's going to be my easiest title match. And people lean into that, saying that John Cena is way over his head with this match. And I think that started to build up the John Cena character of like, wow, finally people are hating on him, seeing through his bullshit, and that make people respect Triple H after years of the reign of terror. People hated Triple H.
Yeah.
So this could be the moment where people finally like acknowledge Charlotte Flair. Yeah, she is great at what she does, even though she's a heel. Yeah, and can build up Tiffany Stratton going forward.
I don't know. I honestly, to me personally, the bloom on Tiffany Stratton is off.
Because of this promo or leading up to it already?
It has been a while. I've said this before on the podcast. Like the height of her TV time was Elimination Chamber
last year.
And then it's just gone down and down and down because she hasn't evolved the character. Or they've tried to... This is the problem when you try to make a heel character face because the crowd is cheering for her. So she's lost all edge to me.
Yeah, she can't change who she was, but she needs to have more nuance to why she does what she does.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, she's still very young, so give her time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Punk, Roman, and Seth. Talking about, is this the first time this has happened, by the way? Essentially, right? Because Seth has never technically turned full heel. He's still a face. People sing his song. Roman obviously is a face. Punk obviously is a face. We have three faces at WrestleMania. Have they ever done a match like this?
I've only had babyface versus babyface, right? But I've not really three very well supported characters, right?
When you talk about triple threat matches, at least one heel. You need at least one heel, right?
Yeah.
But no, in this case, like this is to me fascinating. The fact that you have three baby faces, but each with a bone to pick with one of the others. So we're going back to talking about like characters and blurring the line of face and baby heel. I think baby face and heel. I think they've done. Metal. Yeah, I think that they've done the perfect job here in putting out a storyline where nobody's the face, nobody's the heel. They're just people who hate each other and want to fight each other now.
If you want to look at the maturity of WWE storytelling and like there are layers, right, to it, right?
Yeah.
I think this is the best story that WWE has right now in terms of
Yes.
how well they built. Like this is a very complex storyline. If you think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I hate you, you hate me. There's history behind all three
Yes.
people.
Yep.
There is clear motivations why each person hate each other. And they're not even chasing a title picture. There are literally three people who have gotten in the way and screwed with each other's title aspirations and main event aspirations.
Yep.
And how ironic it would be, right? That this match main events night one. What do you think about that?
Wow, no title match main eventing night one. It's happened before. I mean, Kevin Owens, Stone Cold Steve Austin main evented night one of WrestleMania, right?
Correct.
So you know what?
So-
I feel like Punk deserves that.
Yeah, I feel so. So that's why I say the irony of it would be, what if the favor that Punk calls is like, let my match main event WrestleMania?
Wow. Again, Paul Heyman got such pull.
I mean, Paul can speak to Paul. Here's my pitch, right? I just feel like there still needs one more stake in this, right? Whether it's a stipulation match, whether there is some sort of clause, it's like the winner becomes the number one contender. I think that can at least make us feel like, okay, they're not just fighting just because for the vibes and because they hate each other.
For the vibes.
Yeah. If, for example, like, they say that this is a number one contenders triple threat match, winner gets a future title shot down the line.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, you know what? Okay, now let that match main event WrestleMania. You know, then there is some context to it. There could be foreshadowing backstage. You know, on night one, like maybe CM Punk runs into Cody Rhodes, like, hey, you know, I'm gonna win my match and we're gonna meet each other down the road. Or Roman Reigns can run into The Rock and like, you know what I mean? I feel like that story would just take this to the next level.
Yeah. I agree. For this to be the main event, you would have to throw in some kind of wrinkle as opposed to just it being a blood feud. But then again, to be honest, even if they just said, okay, this is going to be the main event of night one, I wouldn't mind it because at the end of the day, right? Yeah,
Star power alone.
Yeah, star power, proper. It's not just star power too, right? It's like they have a reason to hate each other. And
Correct.
it's long-standing historic reasons.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That being said, if I want to be very honest, I thought the segment was a disappointment though.
I realized that the crowd kind of lost steam a little bit. Also.
I just felt like, I know they were like, you know, I'm not here to talk, I'm gonna fight, right? But even their fight, right? I would say something that is a bit non-PG, but it's kind of, I couldn't unsee it.
Okay.
I just kind of felt like the way they fight was kind of sexual.
What the
No,
How?
the way
what?
the way they were going at each other, right, bro? I was like, get a room, guys. Like, it was not.
Bro, hang on. Bro, are you one of those guys that watch BJJ? You got no BJJ before, bro. What am I even saying?
I watched BJJ and I have not felt any
sexual vibes.
No sexual vibes.
That comment made me think of people who watch MMA and say things like, why are they hugging on the floor? Because they did a lot of that. Like, I realized that as well. Like, they were like trying to grapple each other and then they were trying to make the fight look real.
Well, the way they were pulling off each other and trying to get at the other person felt like they were trying to make it very passionate. And I was like,
I don't, that might be a you thing, bro. I don't know.
It's definitely not a me thing because I saw it online as well.
Okay. I didn't see love, passion. I saw hatred. That's what I saw.
Somebody online switch out, Photoshop the ring, swap it with a bed, and it worked. The context.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I think some people have been watching like aggressive porn.
Too much fan fiction of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
But okay. That aside, I just felt it did not feel violent. It felt like messy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I get what you're saying because at some point, right, it went on too long. It felt like, one would break away and then another would break away and then I get where they were going with it, but yes, I agree. For some reason, it didn't feel chaotic. It felt messy.
Can I give you a better example of a triple threat pull apart done well?
Okay.
Remember the triple threat pull apart between Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch.
I knew you were going to say that. I exactly knew you were going to say that.
I know,
Yes.
like, but it's the perfect encapsulation of what the point I'm trying to put across. Like, all of them got handcuffed. They were led backstage, and then they continue fighting through cop cars.
Yes.
I'm not saying that you need to go to that level, but it would be really cool saying like the Italian police is here to pull them apart and they fight.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
you know what I mean? That's hilarious. Yeah.
To me, okay, maybe it's a me thing also. I was like, hey, that's Hurricane Helms. Hey, that's Jamie Noble. I was spotting the agents, bro.
You name calling the agents, bro. Yeah, like just something about the whole execution of this particular pull apart just did not sit right with me. It doesn't temper my hype for the match itself. Like them, each one of them pointing at the WrestleMania signs. Felt very performative, by the way, but
yes, so that I had a problem with. You had CM Punk do it, then you had Seth Rollins. If only one of them did it, I think it would be great. Or if they could have angled it in such a way where you saw all three of them and then a WrestleMania sign in the background, then yes, I like that idea. But I hated that CM Punk point, then Seth Rollins point, and then Roman, like each one had to get their moment pointing at the WrestleMania sign. I feel like, you know what they sit at the production meeting? The production guys are, okay, I want each of you at one moment to point at the sign so I can cut all together into one like triple cut frame.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
know.
Give me that shot, please. Then they're like, okay, so each of them freaking points at the damn sign.
As the editor, I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Yeah. It's like, okay, give me that shot so I can cut it together in one nice, cool, like, wow, all point.
If they took lessons from Triple H and Undertaker from WrestleMania 27, where they came out and didn't even say a word during their promo, they just look at each other and both of them at the same time turn and look out at WrestleMania side.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah.
Enough. So I think so. That's the problem with what they were advertising, because they say that all three is gonna be in this under one roof or in the same ring.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have called out on social media, like, maybe like CM Punk saying like, on site, if I'm coming there and I see I'm gonna beat your ass up, then the whole night is just them beating their ass out and then finally ending in the ring.
Right.
I think that would be cooler.
Or what if all three of them were in the ring and they never said a thing?
You
know, like, did they? But I think that's what they're trying to go for. The whole fact of it's boiled to that. It's at that boiling point where they can't help but fight each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's months in the making, so I think that's fair. But you know what? I did like Roman Reigns' justification though, because I think Roman Reigns said something along the lines of CM Punk screwed with me, that's why I took him out, right? Seth Rollins screwed with me, that's why I tried to kill him.
He said Seth Rollins tried to kill me. I'm like, wow, this is the first time I'm hearing them use the words kills, yeah?
Yeah, the K word felt strong.
What? Okay.
Yeah. But did CM Punk tease the favor again?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Can we talk about Paul Heyman again? MVP in terms of his facial reactions. You know when Seth was doing his promo against Roman, right?
Yeah.
I could not help but look away from Paul Heyman's face. He had this like look of dislike. How dare you say this about my tribal chief? Like, go back and watch his facials. They were perfect. He had this like scowl, like, how dare you? Oh my God. Give this man a goddamn Emmy.
Bro, practicing the mirror, man, for sure.
Yeah, like, and then when CM Punk pointed at Paul and brought up the favor, Paul was like, not now. like the flustered look. I'm like, well, hey, bro, give this man some sort of an award for acting, yeah.
I think he helps to get the fans to react the way that WWE wants them to react. Like, you should be feeling annoyed as well. You should be feeling flustered, right?
No, he's playing the role of the wise man, lackey, manager, whatever you want to call it, perfectly. Because Roman cannot react like that. Roman is, he has to be like, no, sell it, because he's a tough guy, right? He has to sell that image. So you need the guy to react, to be the audience proxy, and that's Paul Heyman.
Yeah, exactly. As a brilliant job there. But I think overall, it's maybe there's too many weeks left of WrestleMania, and I feel like it's time for them to go at it already.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they can achieve.
Like to your point, what you just said, it feels like this happened, and then there's still so many weeks to go. Like they could do all their interactions in the upcoming Raws and SmackDowns, which I'm sure they will now hopefully pepper in very lightly. One interaction here, there,
Do you think that with whatever Roman Reigns has achieved in the last 4 years, is this still a good enough position for him to be on the card, or do you still feel like this is too much of a step down away from the title picture and all that?
It's an inevitability. It feels like a step down, right?
Yep.
Because he's been like at that top spot. But then again, he was at that top spot for so long. I mean, you can't expect him to be there again. Then you're not progressing. You're not building up new guys, right? You're not letting Cody have his run. So I think that it's a necessary evil.
It's like he needs to step aside to let other people become main eventers.
Yes, correct. Like, look, Undertaker had a match with Nathan Jones at WrestleMania. Okay,
Yeah.
So, what was it? Nathan Jones and Big Show. I forget.
A-Train.
Wait, it was a tag match. Yes.
Yes,
Was it a triple threat?
It was a handicap match at first. No, it was a handicap match. He was supposed to tag team with Nathan Jones, but he sucked so bad that it became a handicap match between him against A-Train and Big Show. And then Nathan James appeared in the ring, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Well, my point is, even The Undertaker has had to have shit placement on WrestleMania cards. So,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, and this is not a shit placement. He's in there with freaking Punk and Seth Rollins. So, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
I think Roman Reigns is now the spiritual top guy in the company no matter what. It's like when John Cena is like at the mid card at WrestleMania, but John Cena is still the number one guy. He can go back to the title picture anytime.
Yeah.
That's where he is. And I don't hate it. But again, like what I said earlier, I think this match should main event night one. Like over all the Rumble winner matches. Let's be honest here.
Poor Jay. His audio is now a trending thing on TikTok.
Which is?
The yeet.
Oh my God.
Two words, one sound. Yeet. So people are literally miming that. I don't know when this became a thing.
I guess. I mean, good for him, a viral movement.
But beyond that, he might be hitting his peak way too early. I feel. It doesn't help that the road to WrestleMania this year is so goddamn long. I feel like he needs to have this match with Gunther and win already.
Because they really pulled the trigger on this match way back during Saturday night's main event. I feel that was the issue. If this was like first time ever, then
And also, I don't know. Have we seen Jay truly be vulnerable? As in, be put in a position? Like, remember we speculated, or maybe they're going to do it in the next couple of weeks where Gunther will just devastate him.
He gets sleeper hole almost every week, which is the promise that Gunther is giving, right? Every week I'm going to make a life living
But he
hell.
still wins his matches. He still beats whoever, be it Austin Theory or
Yeah. Again, I don't think that it's a bad thing to have Jay and Gunther open WrestleMania because you can straight away start the night with the crowd yeeting, right? It's gonna be a brilliant visual moment.
Bro, can you imagine Jay from the top of the stadium run down?
Half an hour, bro.
Hit the ring already. He he died already.
Then Gunther take him out just like that. He's like, okay,
sleeper hold died. He finished.
Beat you by cardio.
No, you know what? During the national anthem, Jay needs to be in the stands already, slowly making his way down.
I'm pretty sure that the moment when him winning will be a great moment because I'm just comparing it to 18 seconds Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus starting off WrestleMania, or we had an Intercontinental title match, triple threat between Finn, Miz, and Seth Rollins opening WrestleMania. You can pull off a world title change at the start of WrestleMania and it be an electric moment.
Yep.
But I feel like that's really the slot it has to go, and people will have to accept that. Like, remember Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar as well starting off WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, didn't Seth? Oh no, that was not the same year that Seth came in. No, I was thinking of Brock and Roman. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's fine. I think it's fine. You spread it out. You let them start the match. Let the card breathe, and then people can still talk about that moment, like Jay winning. But then by the time Roman triple threat happens, they're like, okay, let's focus on the real fun stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from the Jay and Gunther moment because I feel like if they were the main event, whatever is going to happen with the Triple Threat is going to overshadow them.
Oh, 100%. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting for the placement of the rest of the card. Now that you've brought that topic up, right? And we are still weeks away, but let's not forget we have the women's triple threat for the women's title. Rhea, Io, and Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to open night 2?
So my thing is, I feel like we need to have one women's match per card, right?
Yeah.
So how I would book this very early, I know it's 4 weeks away. Jay Gunther opens night 1. The middle big match, if you follow the drama curve for 2K25, the middle big match can be Tiffany and Charlotte. And then the main event for night 1 can be the triple threat, right? And then for the second night, the first match I think can be the women's match, the triple threat. And then the middle match can be what's the big match? Kevin Owens RKO probably. And then the last match can be Cena and Cena and
Cena and Cody.
I just mixed it up all three. Yeah, Cena and Cody. Like I think that's a good split if it was me booking it.
And everything else sort of fills it out. No tag team title match, no
for now.
Secondary title matches announced yet.
I think they are gonna have a tag team match, especially SmackDown tag team title, because that division is deep, bro. Like Street Profits winning is great. They deserve it. They haven't been champions for a number of years. But you have Pretty Deadly, which I'm started getting high on again. Motor City Machine Guns, there's the respect there. DIY, I know,
bro,
not perfect, but
you know what it's gonna be again? It's gonna be a tag team turmoil or 4-way or some bullshit just to get everybody on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 4-way ladder match again.
Yeah,
which is okay, I guess.
What about Raw? Who are even the tag team champs on Raw?
Bro, War Raiders, bro. No one cares.
Right. Who are they? Like, what happened to just combine the goddamn tag team titles again?
But I do feel like the men's, the Raw's tag team division actually has the potential to be really stacked as well. It's just that they are not pulling the trigger on storylines. Like, for example, the New Day. Why is the New Day not the champions over there?
I forgot that they were a tag team.
Yeah, they pulled the trigger on the heel turn, but then they kind of push them or didn't really spotlight them.
Yeah.
You have the New Day, you have the War Raiders, you have all the LWO all the Lucha people, and you have the potential of a tease from Rey Fenix. Penta.
Hang on. Do we really want them to be a tag team right off the bat? Like, Penta is getting a good run. Or do you think his current run, he's going after IC title after all, right? Do you think his current run is just a bite time till Rey Fenix gets here?
I think maybe that could have been the initial plan, but I think with the reaction to the audience, WWE was like, actually there is potential there. Yeah,
because haven't they been debuting the the Rey Fenix promos on SmackDown?
So your idea is that they are being split apart initially, lah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't hate that. I feel like actually, right, each title picture should get a spotlight at WrestleMania, not just the SmackDown tag team. Maybe the men's, the Raw's one on another day.
Okay.
And
I think what's gonna happen, honestly, the SmackDown title will have a big tournament on SmackDown. The SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Okay.
That's what I think will happen.
So it's gonna be a big tournament, and then the winner of that tournament face Street Profits.
Oh no, I think they will have the main event will be for the tag titles on SmackDown.
I see.
Yeah.
Don't forget, bro, we still have the mid-card titles. And I think the mid-card all have potential to be on the card. Even the women's one as well.
Bro, yeah, I was about to say, it's not just the men's mid-card. Now got women's mid-card also. It's like, wow, that's a lot of titles. So I think the Monday night and the Raw and the SmackDown before WrestleMania, they will have those title matches there. Because they can't possibly put them on WrestleMania night 1, night 2 as well.
Though I do think that if you want to debut anyone on WrestleMania, and I'm not saying anyone of particular, like Aleister Black, maybe, I don't know, but I think the slot where they will probably can insert people in is if there was a multi-man match for one of the mid-card titles.
Yes, and then they just show up, so hello.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't leave Braun Breaker of the card, like with the year that he's having, or LA Knight, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Chelsea Green, come on, Chelsea Green needs a match at WrestleMania. Give that to her at least.
You know what? I'm gonna call it now. As much as I love Chelsea Green, don't get me wrong. Chelsea Green's gonna main event SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Man, that sucks.
US title.
Yeah. We shall see what Papa H has cooked for us. But I think all the big main matches have been set, and I'm digging the card. What do you think so far?
Oh yeah, it's a very exciting card. You know.
Yeah, with great stories everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And some don't even have the title picture there, but it's blood feud. It's like, I hate you, you hate me. We have reasons for this. So let's go.
Who do you think might possibly not be on the card. It's going to be such a waste given the year that they've had.
Wow.
If you can name one person.
Logan Paul. No, actually, where is Logan Paul?
Logan Paul, AJ Styles. That's the plan, right?
Oh,
Raw?
yeah. They've been talking about it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You know, I feel this is
Tozawa.
No, I feel this is a very hot take. Very hot
Okay.
take on my end. I feel Nia Jax shouldn't be left off the card. She's had a great year, actually.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like, there are people who have a great, but just because their storylines ended right before WrestleMania.
yeah, Sami Zayn is another one.
Sami Zayn, yeah.
But Nia, okay, with Nia is like, but if I see Nia, I have to see Candice LeRae. And
that bad,
it's oh my gosh, she's like really the anti-vibe, the black hole of charisma or X Factor, you know?
Yeah. Poor girl. I mean, if Isla should not have had to be fired for this, man.
No. Well, I mean, Albert Fire now found a new job with Chelsea Green.
Good for her. Hey, she get job faster than me, yeah. Fucking hell. Straight away fast turn around. Good for her.
Wow, not bad. So okay, there you go. And we are 4 weeks. We're still weeks away from WrestleMania. I hope they don't burn out some of these storylines. The only storylines I'm worried about is Jay. I feel like Jay and Gunther might get burnt out by WrestleMania. Also, Tiffy and Charlotte, I hope they get physical and not in that way, because that promo was not it.
Okay.
That's
the thing. The Rumble winners need to step up. I do not know what they can do, but they need to build back their hype, because Rumble it's been 2 months ago already, bro. Technically, that's why I say I'm not liking the timing of WrestleMania this year.
Yes, yeah. It gives you too long of a runway. I think what it is good for the money, so they can do their European tour.
Long-term European tour. Because if this was any normal WrestleMania period, right? Next week will have been the WrestleMania already, bro. We will have been building up the hype really right now.
Yeah, exactly, right? But now we got another 4 weeks of television, both SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah. We shall see. I hope something happens in this third leg of the road to WrestleMania, because now we've gone through like 2 major pit stops, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and I would say the European tour is like 2.5. So there should be this one last stretch of television, which is this next 1 month. That really needs to push things over the edge and pad out the card. We shall see then.
Oh, over the edge? Oh, don't get Cope angry and he might suplex you onto spikes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so hashtag oh no. That's it. There you go. That's our look back at wrestling for this past week. I'm sure interesting stuff will happen once again this week. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys. I know some of you were like DMing me and saying like, how come last week's episode was 3 hours?
Yeah.
We've definitely shortened this and we've been more focused.
Revolution! Blame Revolution! AEW!
Revolution was an hour and 40 minutes of great...
Hashtag oh no. There was 1 hour 40 minutes of hashtag oh no. But yes. With that, okay, let's call it a day and let's get back to our Sunday. Bro, thank you very much for waking up early and hanging out and talking wrestling, man. I appreciate you.
Going back to sleep after this, no worries. All good.
All right, as always, it's Mr. Young.
Alice Ford in the building. Take care.